Hey everyone, so we are going to talk today about read. I'm going to do a little introduction on how this exercise works and what to expect. So if you have not seen the breathe video yet or the breathe introduction, I'm going to highly recommend that you check that video out because this exercise builds on that. So if you're watching this on YouTube or something, go ahead and go in the channel, check out Breathe, and check out Breathe Intro. Watch both of those videos, and it'll give you a much better idea of what's going on here with read as we go to read. But if you have already seen those, if you're in the online class or something like that, and you've already watched Breathe, you're good to go. Let's just dive in here and talk about what's going on. So read is another mindfulness-based exercise that is shooting to help us with our, test taking intangibles, right? With the, all of these variables that affect our ability to demonstrate everything we know. And in this case, it's specifically useful for reading-based questions, whether it's on a test or whether it's reading that you're taking home for schoolwork or anything of that sort. This exercise is going to be very helpful. And it works with a lot of the similar mechanics, or it works in a similar way to breathe, right? Breathe, we remember our mind wanders off, right, during our counting, and we redirect it back to whatever number we last remember being on, getting in those repetitions of redirecting our focus. Read works in a very similar way, except that we are redirecting our focus back to text, right, to some kind of reading material. And we'll talk in much more detail about how we actually do that in our next video, right, where I guide you guys through the exercise. But for here, what we want to know is, again, the science that's going on behind this. And it is very similar to breathe, right? We have this system in our brain called the default mode network, right? And we talked about how the default mode network can be very involved in having our mind wander off, right? It can cause us to daydream, to get distracted, to think about all sorts of other things. And by doing these exercises, these type of exercises that redirect our focus back to some singular thing that we want to pay attention to, every time we notice our mind wander off, we are changing our relationship with that distraction, and we are actually fundamentally changing some of the neural connections in our brain, helping us to be able to better stay locked in and in the zone with what we're working on. So again, like I said, it's this part of the brain called the default mode network. We go through anytime we, are feeling distracted and we're redirecting our focus, we are getting in these kind of repetitions, similarly to how, an athlete or somebody who's doing weightlifting repetitions or running laps or something. Every time we get those repetitions in, we are strengthening our brain. So we're going to see what that looks like in much greater detail in our next video, where I'm going to guide you guys through the exercise. But for now, that's all I've got for you, and hope this was helpful. See you in our next video. Bye.